Why I resigned as Super Eagles head coach. Finidi George opens up. Can you imagine? I remember that George Finidi just resigned from being the Super Eagles head coach. And these are the problems that we have. Super Eagles have been having foreign coaches all the while. And along the line, Nigerians started shouting that we have professional footballers that have been, out there in the world and have been, world-class players, and they are now retired. Why can't they be our coach? And now to be able to, patronize our own professionals as our own head coach, look at what we're getting out of it. So what could make George Finidi to resign now? I know that there was a woeful performance, a woeful outing that probably brought a kind of disgrace, and he cannot stand the shame. That's one of it. But then is there a kind of serious politics in Nigerian Football Federation, NFF? Because that could probably be another thing, politics there that he cannot contend with. But again, you know one thing about football. Once your team performs, they will hail you to the high heavens. But once your team fails, they will crush you like you never did anything well before. And maybe George Finidi is not able to handle that emotional impact of failure. Let's get to the details to hear his own version of the story. Finidi George has explained why he decided to step down as the head coach of Nigerian Super Eagles. The 53-year-old turned in his resignation to the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, on Saturday. This comes days after the NFF issued a statement revealing they are planning to bring in a foreign technical advisor to work alongside Finidi. Okay. In a video posted on social media hours later, a former media officer of the Eagles, Colin Odor, confirmed he had spoken to Finidi after his decision. So Finidi confirmed to me that he resigned his position indeed, Odor said. So the reason being that he met with the NFF on Thursday and they had a very good conversation. So what was the conversation? They spoke about the things they need to do going forward, and Finidi asked if he will be back. So at no point during that meeting did anyone tell him they were going to appoint a foreign technical advisor. Can you imagine? So the NFF board had met on Wednesday and made that decision, but it was when Finidi landed in Port Harcourt after that meeting that someone called him and informed him. So Finidi had to park his car and read the link to see that it actually was true. So he waited for 2 days to see if anyone would contact him, but nobody spoke to him. So Finidi felt they didn't want him anymore, and so he decided to turn in his resignation. Can you imagine? So they plan to bring in a technical coach, okay, or a technical support for him. I'm sure it's because of that outing that they did. I think they had one outing. I'll get the details later, okay. But now they had a meeting. They discussed how the NFF, how the team will move forward, but nobody told him they were going to bring a technical advisor from abroad to work with him. And up to the moment he came back to Port Harcourt, they still did not tell him. So now they're telling him after he had landed Port Harcourt already, meaning it looks more like they don't want him anymore, or they're looking for a way to do away with him. So before they will ask him to resign or do away with him shamefully, he had to put in his resignation faster. Now, wow, politics in football, politics everywhere. So the truth is that he resigned because he has been slighted. They are bringing an expert to work with him, and they didn't bother to tell him, and he is the head coach of the team. So what could be fishing? What could be going wrong? Why would they do that? Those are the questions that are begging for answer. Somebody said, whosoever that recommended Finidi for the job should go for mental health evaluation. Why? Good riddance to bad rubbish. I tell you, there must be a performance issue around him. It's going to be a performance issue, very serious performance issue, the way I see it. And somebody So the truth is bitter. Finidi is not yet ripe to handle assemble stars and field them for crucial matches. It's not all about answering coach. You need to be ahead of your players. Exactly. There's somebody said you cannot lead people except you have an edge over them. So what edge does Finidi has over the players of Super Eagles? That is the question. Is it administratively? Is it academically? Is it, if it's just only football, there are most of those players will be better than Finidi, even though he was a world-class player. Okay, so there are other things about managing a team. Does he have that managerial skill set to manage a team? Because it's not just about being a coach, it's also being a manager, everything put together. So now, which administrative skill does he have in managing people, in leading teams, in developing teams? How organized is he? Who recommended him? That's the question. Oh, wow. As obviously, after you don't scatter Super Ego, finish. I blame the people who appointed you as a coach. Can you imagine? Nobody is happy with him because of his performance. He lacked some things, but then they pushed him there. That's the right decision. Otherwise, any further mistake from you as Super Eagles coach may lead to their consequences, Abi. So it's better you resign, because if you make any further mistake again in handling the coach, in handling the team, you will go in for it. That was rather rash and immature. I guess it shows he does not have the required soft skills for the job. Abi, your coming back was a big mess in the first place. Guy, you don't have nothing to offer. I beg. You see, so they're finishing him already. So he has a competency issue, he has a performance issue with the team. The cabals in NFF did not want local coach with local coach, they will not get returns. Roa came in, first 3 games, he didn't meet up. He continued. Can you imagine? So is that the issue now? They say because of the what did they call them? The cabals in the NFF. I always say you lack some technical approach to the game of football. You should be under someone's tutelage before attempting to stand on your own. Your action means you are not ready to learn from your mistakes of not good enough to coach a bigger team like Nigeria. Why not give him more chance? At least he will do better. But he resigned now. That's one. Two, I'm sure Cabal thing is there, because if they wanted him, they wouldn't have, planned to bring a foreign technical advisor or a coach without letting him know. If they actually wanted him to grow and to develop, they would have brought somebody and they would have told him ahead. But after having a meeting with him in Abuja and everything, they didn't tell him. It was when he landed Port Harcourt that they sent him a message. Means that they actually don't want him anymore. But they didn't want to tell him face to face. They wanted to wreck him out. You resigned because you have seen failure staring you in the face. And not be lie. Not be lie. Football game is not a joke. People are staking money for it. You can't just go there and mess it up. So why would he, Finidi George, resign? He resigned because he is filled with mediocrity. He doesn't know anything about coaching. Okay, despite owning a UFA licensed coach badge. Finidi na legbere, lekwete coach, utuorobu coach. Can you imagine? Good riddance to bad rubbish. He not sabi anything at all. Empty skull with that his ugly head. Okay, with now they sort of like this. Nigerian Football House has not stopped recruitment of foreign coach who are not better than Nigerians who earn local currency, but some unpatriotic foreigners, unpatriotic Nigerians, okay, hire foreign coach, pay him in dollars, grant holidays for his family simply because of corruption. Well, the corruption I'm talking about, he resigned because he failed. Exactly. I commend his courage, okay, unlike our politicians. He did the right thing, okay, saving the integrity and resigning with respect and dignity. Exactly. So the thing here is that he resigned because he failed. He's not performing, and but apart from him not performing, I'm sure the people also, the NFF administration, they didn't want to let him know. They also wanted to disgrace him out. That is why they were arranging for a foreign technical advisor without telling him. They want to disgrace him. So he has seen the disgrace coming that he had to leave first. That's fine. So thank you for listening. Let's have your comment over Finidi's resignation as head coach of Nigerian Super Eagles.